We have seen plenty of photos, many videos, and even read about it online for some time already. But the time has finally come for the smart #1 to be introduced for the local Malaysian market. I know what you're thinking, that this is probably pronounced as number 1. But no guys, this rather peculiarly is pronounced as smart #1. Let's talk about the business behind smart first before we talk about the car. Now, a couple of years ago, if you remember, Smart and Geely actually went into bid together. Geely approached Mercedes-Benz to buy 50% of the Smart brand. Now, if you fast forward a couple of years before that, Smart was actually known to produce smart, sometimes even cute city cars that just seem to blend into urban environments such as Paris, London, Rome even. They did really well in in tight urban areas such as that. But time has passed, and now Geely as well as Mercedes-Benz have jointly actually produced the #1. This is the first product of that partnership, and Mercedes-Benz is in charge of the overall design and some other parts which I'll show you later, and Geely is in charge of the architecture of the #1. Underneath it all, there's actually a platform called SEA, the C platform, which is actually the same underpinning for a lot of Volvo as well as Polestar vehicles as well. So this architecture, the platform that you see over here, can actually be utilized for other models as well. So the Smart is actually the first model, the Smart #1 is the first model to use the SEA platform. As I said earlier, Mercedes-Benz is in charge of the design, so that's what we're going to start with first, the exterior of the car. I'm a firm believer that EVs should not be too big. They should just be the right size for urban environments, because EVs are better, at the moment EVs are better suited for urban environments rather than interstate travels, simply because of our local infrastructure. But this design, this size actually does that really well. It's just the right size. The interior, it's actually quite spacious, but before we get to that, let's just check out the design. You get the front light bar, which seems to be all the rage these days. You see Volkswagen doing it, you see a lot of Chinese brands doing it as well, and that's what you get at the front over here. But that's not all. Smart has actually integrated something called a light show. The light show actually basically dances according to the tune that you are playing inside. So the lights actually dance with your favorite music. So if you are the type that likes to lepak padang, so to speak, this is actually perfect as you enjoy your favorite music. I know a lot of my friends, those that like to spend some time at parks and such, will enjoy this feature. These are 19-inch wheels with flat face rims wrapped in Continental tires, so look good, and this actually contributes to a very low drag coefficient of 0.29, which is actually quite impressive. Now, the overall size of the car, I would say, is roughly about the size of a Mini Countryman, perhaps slightly bigger in fact, but in my opinion, it's just the right size. EVs should not be bigger than this. So anyway, you get flush door handles as well, you get dual tone color scheme, you get these roof rails. These are functional. One thing that I really like about the design of the #1 are the frameless doors. Now, I'm an 80s or 90s child, and these frameless doors were actually quite sexy back then. They still are very sexy, and this actually is quite cool. And guys, this is not tinted, so the #1 actually comes with darkened privacy glass right out of the factory. And if you're worried about actually somebody breaking it or the glass shattering in the event of an accident, Smart will actually get you another privacy glass. Towards the back is peculiarly Mercedes-Benz. Now, this light strip over here looks very much like the EQ model lineup, like EQA, EQB. It sort of looks like that. But what I really like about this design here is this sort of small particles that you see over here. That just makes it look somewhat alive. I really like that. And then you also get a powered tailgate. The boot space measures in at 273 liters. I know what you're thinking, but it's not that big actually. But of course, the seats can be collapsed, so that will, with the seats folded away, you get up to 411 liters of storage space. Now, even at the back here, there are some hints of Mercedes-Benz, such as this carpeting, this split, this folding cover over here. This is very Mercedes-Benz. This netting at the side here, this hooks over here. These are all tiny hints that this car has been jointly developed with Mercedes-Benz, which is actually quite cool. Now let's talk a little bit about what's powering the car. So you of course get AC as well as DC charging capabilities. And in terms of AC charging, the car with a 22 kilowatt charger, you are able to charge up from 10 to 80% in under 3 hours. However, if you have a DC charger with 150 kilowatt output, the car will be able to charge up to 100% in less than 30 minutes, which is actually quite decent, provided you get access to a 150 kilowatt DC charger. Now, even though this car, the Smart #1, is jointly developed with Mercedes-Benz, but unlike Mercedes-Benz electric models, the #1 comes with a frunk. Now, this is not a very big forward trunk. You only get about 15 liters of storage space, but that's just enough for your charging cables, perhaps a small toiletry bag for weekends getaway, just some documents, perhaps your laptop and such. So it's just enough for all of that. Now in this video, we cannot show you the interior simply because all of that material has been embargoed until a later date. So in this video, we can only tell you and show you around the exterior of the #1. However, if you do want to know, there's I believe some content available online already. So if you want to sneak a peek, you can do that. However, I can actually tell you that underneath the #1, the #1 is actually powered by a single motor, powering the rear wheels with 272 PS as well as 343 Newton meters of torque, allowing a top speed of 180 kilometers per hour. And the #1 has a range of between 420 to 440 kilometers on the WLTP cycle. Underneath it all, there's a 66 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery. Now that's all that I can tell you about the Smart #1, because as I said earlier, a lot of this information is actually embargoed until a later date. So I can't show you the interior. I can't tell you much about the interior either, but I can tell you this, that it's quite spacious. It has all the features that you would want in an EV, and it feels very much like a Mercedes-Benz because a lot of those buttons and knobs feel peculiarly like a Mercedes-Benz. Not surprising, there is some part sharing going on between Geely as well as Mercedes-Benz. They are, after all, 50-50 partners with the Smart brand. That's about all I can tell you for now. Watch out soon for a video on the interior.